Coach, before I get to Utah, just quickly, did you happen to catch what Nick Young said in response to your comments about his hair?
No, I did not.
He basically said, Coach is just player hating because he hasn't been able to grow hair since Showtime.
Well, I'm bald by choice. I could still grow hair, so that, kind of blows his theory right out of the water. I just call it as I see it.
And since, he's not playing right now, it seems like he can say whatever he wants, but if he wants to get back in the court, maybe he should be careful.
I think when he gets to the point where, he knows he can get back on the court, he'll be a little bit nicer.
Fair enough. All right, as for the Jazz, you beat them last time you saw them and you played really well in Utah. Then they won 9 of 10 before they lost last night. What have you seen from them, their development since that game?
Just playing really good on both ends of the floor. Defensively, they kind of fly all over the place. They trust each other on that end of the floor as well as on the offensive end. They move the ball extremely well. They got 2 guys that are great in pick and rolls, and then they got a big guy that kind of, controls the paint. So physical basketball team, get up and down the floor, but offensively in the half court, they do a really good job of executing, and defensively, they make you work.
You mentioned Rudy Gobert, who's, I think opponents are shooting 39% against him at the rim. When you have a guy like that, do you have to do anything differently with the way you run sets? Is he make that much of an impact?
He does, because he's just so long and so athletic, and he blocks shots, and the shots he doesn't block, he changes. So what you want to do is get him away from the basket as much as possible. So if we can draw him out by putting him in the pick and roll situations, and then we'll take our chances that way. But, you can't attack him too many times with him just standing right there.
And do you expect when you beat a team like this at their gym, do you expect them to have an increased focus when they come back, should they?
Well, I expect them to. I hope our guys expect them to, because I think the last time we beat them, they were up by 11 going into the fourth quarter, and we just came back. So I'm sure they're sitting there, thinking that they let one get away. So they would like to get that revenge tonight, and we have to be very aware of that. All right. Well, you're doing like this. You might let it grow, Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I saw it this morning. Yeah, I got hair there. I just, choose it. Now. I'm
not by choice.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm by choice, and, I keep it this way because I really don't want to see how much gray I have up there. But yeah, I could, this summer sometimes, since you guys are so curious, I'll let it grow a little bit, and you'll see the hairline and all that good stuff. And you'll probably see the gray hairs and all that good stuff as well.
Excellent.
Physicality and aggression at the bigs is something that's been not too consistent the past couple weeks. Is that something of concern going up against Derek Favors tonight?
Not really. You know what? To me, if you don't, you can't back down to a guy like Derek. I mean, he's a big physical guy, so I expect our guys to take the challenge just like we did last time up there. So I know our guys, they don't want to get embarrassed by some guy who plays as physical and hard as he does. So they're going to match that intensity. So I'm not really worried about that. It's just more of, not turning the ball over and getting these guys in transition. When we do attack the rim, you got to understand that Rudy's coming. And if he's coming, you got to look to dish it off, or you got to throw it up there nice and high. And for us, again, the other thing offensively is, we got to make them continue to work defensively, but we can't turn the ball over at a high rate, and that's something that we've had trouble with the last couple of games. So if we can do those things, then I feel pretty comfortable that we can win the game.
That fourth quarter finish was one of your better finishes of the season in Utah, right?
Yeah, it was on both ends of the floor. The second half of the game against Utah up there, we really did a much better job on Haywood. He had 16 at halftime or something like that. He ended up with 20, 21. So we buckled down on that end of the floor. And like I said, offensively, we were able to get to the basket, get to the free throw line, and we moved the ball much better. So we know we can do it. It's just a matter of doing it for 48 minutes. And that's the trick tonight against this team, because they're going to keep playing, and they play hard for 48 minutes.
Is Jeremy definitely out?
Not that I know of. I haven't talked to Gary Vitti. I know this morning he was, his alignment was kind of messed up, so I got to go in there and talk to Gary Vitti just to find out if he is available or not. So I don't know that answer to that one yet. All right.
You guys have, generally speaking, worked for every game staying again. The effort level's been pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that do you attribute to the work that you guys are doing as a staff, and how much do you sort of put on them as being professional?
Well, I put a lot on them. They are professionals. They understand that each game is its own separate entity, and you got to come ready to play. And you know, I give my staff a lot of credit too. I mean, we prepare every game like it's, you know, like we're 40 and 15. You know, I mean, that's how you have to look at it. You know, we go into every game the same way. You know, preparing to get these guys ready to win a basketball game. So that's all we can do, and you know, their job is to make sure that they're ready to play, and they've done a good job of that.
Byron, just to clarify, what was Jeremy's?
I don't know. Gary just told me this morning that he was kind of his alignment was off. You know, so he was trying to straighten him all up, and I don't know if that's back. Lower back, I don't know. I don't necessarily know what that really is, to be honest with you. But I've seen him that way before, and then he's got some treatment, and he's come back out, and he's been okay. So, again, I got to go back here and find out myself.
So you're gonna just look at him warming up?
Well, I'm gonna go in first and just talk to Gary Vitti and, you know, find out from him where is he as far as playing tonight. And if he tells me, well, let's wait until he gets a warm up, then that's what we'll do. All right.